My girls hold me down, them boys mess around. My love life is a mess. We're going out tonight because I'm looking for love. That's right, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 3, Episode 4, Just a Talk. And everybody was having a lot to say in this episode. Matter of fact, the whole episode was full of everybody talking, and I was tired of hearing everybody talk. Let's be real. So let's start off first with a shout out to everybody in my comment section, and shout out to everybody who have subscribed to my channel. Thank y'all very much for holding me down. I appreciate it. And if you are one of those people who are commenting yet have not subscribed, just take a time and hit that little subscribe button. I think it's red. Just hit it. Subscribe to Barbie J's channel and help her channel grow. That's right. And now we're going to get started with this recap. Okay, now, of course, we know it started how it ended with everybody at that wedding. And Danny, of course, was the first one to speak, which I was surprised. And she was like, wait, hold up. What's going on here? And you know, Sabrina and her like, oh, baby, don't say nothing, Danny. And Karen was like, I knew it. This was some controlling ass shit. You know, she going off, and Sabrina trying to calm her down too. And wait, and no, oh my God. You know, all of that stuff that they do. You know, so I was like, that's boring. And so Gary said, no, don't think like it's not like that. It was a surprise. Don't think that. And they were like, you think that was a surprise? He said, did I screw up? And Danny's like, yeah, you screwed up again. And so he was like, baby, say yes. I want this to be your wedding. I want us to get married. And say, baby, say yes. They're like, and Karen and Danny's like, hello, did you not hear us? We need to talk to you. Okay, that's just a talk. We need to talk to you. And then Aaron comes in, and he runs in, and Karen's like, what the you doing here? And he's like, oh yeah, I had him. For some reason, while she's getting married and feeling overwhelmed, she's like, but how are we doing this? Don't we need a marriage license? He's like, that's what I sent Aaron to get. Aaron picked it up for me. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been married a few times. I don't remember somebody could pick it up for you. Don't you have to be there to sign? Don't y'all have to take, I don't know if they still do it. You had to take like a physical or something, a blood test, something y'all had to do. And both of y'all had to sign it. I was like, okay, we're going to go with this storyline. That's a little off, but okay. And so, so Karen's looking at him like, oh, you picked up the marriage license? Okay, I'm out of here. And she went to the back, and everybody was following. Come on, let's go. And Fatima was right behind them, but Sabrina was the last one to leave out. So she's looking all confused and stuff. I'm like, Sabrina, please. And so they get in the back, and Andy's like, what? What's wrong? What's the problem? And Fatima's like, let me get my handbag. She pick up her little pocketbook, and she ran. She was like, I'm out of here. I ain't in the middle, y'all sister circle shit. I'm not dealing with it. And she went in the parking lot with her little pen and was up there getting high out there. Because she said, I ain't got time for this. I said, damn, I hear you, bye, Daddy. I mean, bye, Fatima. Fatima was like, I'm out. Then what happened? So they all talking to her. And, you know, Danny's like, yo, you ain't going to use me and then don't pay me my $500. Somebody better have my money. Bitch better have my money. She was like, and she kept on. Even though she was serious and she was shaking her head at Karen like, Karen, you can't do that. You can't do that. She is a grown woman, you know, and stuff. She's a grown woman. You got to let her make her own mistakes. And, you know, Karen is like livid and shouting and telling her she need to stop. She need to not do this. Tell him you ain't going to get married and all of this stuff. She was, ooh. Karen, that shit, y'all saw she was going in, and Karen, like I said, she was taking off her dress, and then Andy tells, no, he wasn't controlling me. It's what I wanted to do. It's what I wanted to do. You know, I told him on my first date, you know, we talking about how much trouble weddings are. And I was saying, wouldn't it be nice if you could have a surprise wedding, like when you have a surprise birthday party? Can't you just do that? I said, why the hell would you be saying all of this on your first date with somebody? Usually that will chase a man off. Your first date, that's not realistic. It's really not. I'm sorry. I told y'all I pick stuff apart. Movies, shows. I can't, because you have to make it realistic for me to believe it and go with it. On your first date, you can ask 5 black men. At least 4 of them be up there. What? On the first date, you talk about marriage? I'm out. Let's be real. So she's saying she told him the dresses and what her bridesmaid would look like and what she would want and all this stuff. You wouldn't want your mother there? You wouldn't want your father there? You wouldn't want your siblings or anybody else there? You just want your girls? Come on. That can't be the date, the wedding you want. Nobody in your damn blood family is there? Come on. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, you know, but Danny said Andy is grown and it's her life. She said, I love her as much as you do, Karen. She said, but I love her enough for her to let her make her own mistakes. And she said it, mistakes. And Karen's like, no, I can't do this. I'm not going to sit here and watch her do this and kill herself like this. And they're like, why you got to be all like that, killing herself and stuff? But she's trying to remind her about all this stuff that happened with Gary. And then, what's her name? Andy's like, okay, enough. Stop it, Karen. Stop it. Just give me some time. Enough, Karen. Just give me a minute. She did that once before. Give me a minute. Like, let me process this stuff. But you got to let her make her own mistakes. It's her mistake. But Karen's sitting there going, I'm the one that got to sit up with her at night when she's crying and doing this and doing that. And that's why you don't tell your girls stuff. Because, see, you tell them all the bad stuff. And then we looking at you stupid when your ass go back to the man. Everybody looking at you stupid when you go back to him. What's the purpose? So, but, you know, this whole setup, everybody's like, nah, this is a setup. Danny was not trying to hear it either. But did y'all notice Karen's blush? That one cheek had so much red on it. I don't know who did her makeup. That red blush, she looked like a clown. You know when the clown has the red blushes? Look at that. Go back and watch that. That red cheek is like, it's just sticking out. One of the other ones looked like their blush was a little dark too. So I just focused on that. I don't know why, but anyway. So Gary's out there talking with Aaron, and he's saying he just wants to marry her, but Gary's like, Aaron's like, you should have told her, man. I understand, but you should have told her. But it was a surprise. You don't understand. This is what she told me. The first time she told me she always wanted this, and I did it exactly as she said, and da-da-da-da. Anyhow, so Karen comes out because she done took off her damn dress. She comes out and she's staring at Gary, looking at him. And Aaron's like, is there something I could do? No. Like, boy, please. Like, that's how her attitude was funky. Oh, Karen was funky. She played funky real good. And so Karen tells him, I don't like you, but you already know that, don't you? She said, I think you a liar. What did she call him? She said, I think you a liar, an abuser, and a SOB. I said, damn. And so she said, you don't deserve Andy. And if you hurt her again, I got something for your ass. That's just what she told him. I got something for your ass. I said, ooh. And he's like, I'm sorry and stuff. And she was like, yeah, you got to know something about sorries in your pocket. How many sorries he got in his pocket or something. She said like that. You know, one of them sayings. So anyway, so then Fatima, Karen goes out to the parking lot. Fatima's out there, like I said, smoking, getting high. She sees her and she walks over to her. Damn it, Fatima. Stop with the damn apologies. And no, you didn't actually say, I'm sorry, but you said that shit again. I didn't know. Oh, God. You kind of sound almost guilty. You know, it's just like all of this, I didn't know. I don't want this to be an issue every time we meet. Well, if you didn't know, it won't be an issue now, would you? You did say you don't want it. And she said, you know what? I don't even give a damn about Zach. F him. You know, he ain't shit or something like that. And Fatima got quiet. She said, oh, you don't believe me? Oh, you think differently? She said, you know, I could try to remove him from my spirit or whatever, but for some reason he just in there. It's like I see him differently. And maybe I see what he can be or something like that. She said, but he kept talking about his ex all the time. You really didn't know he my ex? No. He talked about you all the time. And it was just, it was too much. You could tell that there was something there. Even though he said y'all was through, I could tell that there was something he still cared about or something, you know, like loved or whatever. And she said, did he give details? She said, nah, he never gave details. She said, because every time he would start talking and want to say something, I would shut him down. I would shut him down and stop him. But, you know, Karen saw in her face that she didn't agree with him, that he ain't shit, you know. And she said, but I see you're not in your dress. What's up? No, I went and told Gary off. I gave him a piece of my mind and stuff. She said, why? And she's like, what? You don't think I should have? Oh, and it was like... But the way you said, why, Fatima? I guess it was like, why you questioning me? And she said, well, you know, she told her why. And she said, look, I was just asking why. Then you didn't have to say that way. You should say, oh, why? But you was like, why? You know, it's a different way. Come on now, it's the way you say it. You know that saying, it's the way you said, not what you said. It's the way you said it. Tired of people saying that to me. It's like, whatever. So she said, well, I'm going to go in there and support her. You know, with what she wants to do. That's what she wants to do. And you can too, or something like that. I said, girl, why? If you don't want to support her, then I said, why are you saying that, Fatima? You see she don't want to. That's why her ass is leaving. Let's fix that script, okay? But if you don't want to, I mean, I'm sure if you went in there, it would mean the world to her. And Karen just looked at her like, whatever, biatch. That's how she felt. And they walked away. And scene. That was that. And then Maurice goes to the Proud Bar, and obviously he telling the bartender about he had two men fighting over her, talking about Jacoby and Calvin, but they knew he was lying. It was like a wish of his, a dream of his, two men fighting over him and stuff. He like, ooh, please, can't a girl dream, you know? So he said he was looking for somebody named Q. And Q's the guy who, you know who Q is. Q's the guy who had those checks for Calvin. Calvin's checks, and was stealing from his account. So he said, the bartender said, yeah, I heard of him. He said, no good son of a gun. He said, what? He said, what did he steal from you? And he said, no, he said he steals. He said, he got you too? He said, yeah, he got my laptop. He said, was it worth it? Maurice was like, was it worth it? He said, yep, it was. I guess this guy is good in bed. Whatever it is, he must be good at it in bed. So that's how he's able to steal from these people. And at that same time, then Calvin comes in, and he doesn't speak to Maurice. I don't know if he knew that was Maurice from behind. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But Maurice goes, hello. Oh, he orders a drink. And then Maurice said, hello, Calvin, you know, and stuff. And he said, look, I'm not talking to you. Okay, I'm not talking to you. And he said, can't I just come in here? He said, why? You don't want to come in here? Don't you know this is a gay bar? He said, can't I just come in here and have a drink and be around my dad's friends, and think about my dad and be amongst his friends? He said, well, just know that your dad's friends he said, oh my God, you know, could you just leave me alone, you know? But you know, that happens sometimes. That happened with husbands and wives. You know, your husband died, and his friends will be up in there sniffing around you, waiting to get a piece of what your husband had, because he knew it was good and nice, and you know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. And so my allergies. Anyway, so then Calvin's friend comes in there, who he's meeting up with this white girl named Peggy, and Peggy comes in there. And he orders 2 shots, and they hanging out. And, you know, Maurice introduced himself. Hi, I'm his roommate. And she's like, hi, and all this stuff. And, she, you know, he said, you don't mind meeting him here at a gay bar? And she's like, I don't mind, because there's so many hoes up in here in the house. She said there's so many hoes in the house. And I'm thinking that Calvin is taking offense because he's one of the hoes, you know. But he's taking, I don't know, when Calvin started explaining that he's from the hood and they see things differently and they're not open-minded and he was saying all this stuff. I don't know what was going on with that. But she said, oh, that's too bad. He kept calling her Becky. She was like, it's Peggy, But anyway, what else? So then Zach shows up at Danny's house and Preston opens the door and he's looking for Danny. Danny's not here. And he said, okay, I'll come back. And he about to leave and he said, yo, wait, did you cook? See, here's that shit that I don't like when Zach does that. You got money now. Now you want to sit there and eat up the food. Okay, yeah, he could cook. I understand that part. But then he comes in and wants to eat. Don't wash his damn hands. Sits down at the table. Tells them he don't like the music playing. Wants the white boy to turn it off. Preston to turn it off. And then it's like, then Preston says something about R and the B. And he said, R and the B? It's like R&B, you mean? Yeah, that one too. It's like R&B. And he was like, he couldn't get that R&B out right. And how Danny blasted all the time. You know, she gonna do what she wanna do. And he said, no, that's Danny. She do what she wanna do. She gonna blast her music. But I was like, Zach got a lot of nerves. When you go freeload? Then when he said, you know, you got to leave some food for Danny, he's like, do we have to? And he's like, man, this stuff smells good. Your mama black, he said. And probably in real life she is, because they did say Preston is part black. So I don't know who's black, his mama or his daddy. But it's funny, he said, your mama black. And at one point he said at the end, like, man, I might let you use the N-word, because your mama black. You put your foot in the steak and stuff is good. And he's like, nah, that's okay. I don't need to have permission to use that. I think it's kind of ratchet. He don't like that word, So I just was like, this is Zach. Here's Zach with that personality, that part of him that I cannot stand. Then he sits down and it's like, where's Danny anyway? And he's like, oh, she's not here. She had to meet with the girls and stuff. Oh, good luck with that. What does that mean? Oh, well, anytime Karen used to meet with the girls, she'd come back and have a little attitude and all this stuff. He said, well, Danny don't come back like that. Danny's cool and stuff. He said, well, you lucky. You lucky. He said, I think I am lucky. He said, anyway, how's things going with you? And I'm like, Zach, why you asking how things are going? He said, things are going pretty good. How's things going with you and Karen? Come on. Karen and I ain't shit going on with me and Karen. But Danny talks about it. I know Danny be telling you stuff because she talks. What she said. He's like, no, she only said that y'all break up a lot. He said, well, that's true. We do. He said, but no, we done. And at one point he does ask him how advice about if somebody gave you a tip, which I guess he knew what it meant. If somebody gave you a tip, would you put all your money into it, And he said, well, it depends, And so he gave his little opinion and his advice. Then it switches to Karen. She goes to the salon. She mad. I knew it. I could tell. I said, why is there a light on in there? But maybe they leave a light on for security or something. But she go in there and sit down at the computer or desk or whatever. And you hear, Pam in the back having sex with a damn man she barely knows. Karen catches her in there. It's like, oh my God, could you close the door? Could you close the door? I said, what the hell? And she said, look, when the guy leaves, okay, baby, bye. She don't even know the man's name. Karen said, why don't you do it at your house? I don't want him to know where I live, but you want him to know where you work and bring drama to her damn salon, Pam? What the heck is wrong with you, girl? So Karen is like, man, please. She said, as an employee here, I think she told her, as an employee here, you cannot be having sex up in there. Oh, like you did? She said, I know bitch was in her head, but she's like, this is my salon. Who the hell you think you are, Pam? It's like, come on now. So Pam Lee walks out, her little nasty ass self. She ain't talking about she washed her hands and her kitty cat. She said, I washed them. I didn't know there was a sink back there. I guess there's a sink back there that we don't know about. She's talking about she washed them. Her nasty ass didn't wash them that quick. We all know that. And so I'm sorry. So she, I forgot what I was about to say. So she leaves out, ain't got no handbag, no purse. Where your wallet, your pocketbook, your handbag, whatever, Pam. Pam just leave out. And Karen goes over to that desk and starts calling Zach. She realized she's still blocked by calling from her phone, so she calls from the salon phone. Zach been dating you all these years. He don't have the salon phone number. Come on. He got the salon number. So Zach in the house eating that steak and cutting it. He ain't thinking about that phone. And Preston's like, it done rang 4 times. It's 4 different times now. You gotta answer. It might be important. Nah, ain't nobody trying to reach me. Anybody trying to reach me is about drama, blah, blah, blah. And so he said, well, you should answer. He finally answers it and realized it's Karen. What do you want, Karen? You know, you busy? I'm eating. Can we talk? I'm at the salon. I'll wait for you. Man, what do you want to talk about? Why can't you say it on the phone? No, I can't. Can you just come here? I'll wait for you. Look, you know, when I'm finished eating, then I'll come and something like that. So Preston's looking at him like, so it's over, huh? You said it's really over now. Is it over? It is over. Then why are you going? Just to listen. He said, look, she accused me of stealing. She stood in my face and accused me of stealing. And she, what did he say? And she got me, she called the police on me to get me arrested and stuff. And he's like, yeah, okay then. He said, so I'm just going, like I said, to listen. He said, because this steak sure is good. He said, oh, so you have a steak for dinner and a little Karen for dessert? I said, go ahead, Preston. He said, yo, you starting to sound like Danny. You need to stop that shit. He said, you starting to sound just like Danny. He said, yeah, okay. Because that was a good one. I was like, I like that one. And a little Karen for dinner. And so, for dessert, I'm sorry. So he said, boy, this steak is good. I'm telling you, your mama's black, you know. And then it switches back to the Proud Club. And the guy Q, you know, Calvin and Peggy on the dance floor. And the guy Q comes in and Calvin approaches him and tells the other guy who's there, you need to run and get away. He said, because his hands are stickier than weave glue. I said, damn. To everybody with the weave glue, how sticky is it? He's like, it's stickier than weave glue. He said, so the guy's like, trying to be cool. So what you up to? And he said, you going to jail. Nah, you gotta, why we gotta do that? It wasn't my checks. It wasn't me. It was this other guy and all this stuff. He blaming everybody in the world. It wasn't me. He said, why you gotta say anything? He said, I can make it up to him. He said, you can't make it up. He don't want that from you. He said, I can make it up to you. He said, bitch, it wasn't my money. You can't make nothing up to me. He said, well, what you want to do? You don't have to go to the cops. Look, you got what you wanted. Then you get your money back. He said, nah, you going down. You going to the police. He said, come on, don't call the police. He went pop with a left. I mean, out of nowhere. He popped, old boy. Pop. He was like, ah! He fell out. He didn't scream, but he was out. And he just dragged him out of there. That was a quick left out of nowhere. Bow. And he just dragged him out. And I said, okay. So then he pops on to Aaron and Gary. They're talking, and he just wants Andy to be happy and all this stuff. And why aren't you talking back to me, Aaron? What's going on? He said, no, I'm just thinking. Think about what? About Karen. Oh, man, that girl's a piece of work. No, hey, don't you say that. Don't do that. What? Do what? No, well, we kind of dating. What? How did I not know about this? He said, how did I not know about you and Andy? Shit. I said, that works. And he's like, I don't know. And he was like, well, what's going on? What's happening? And he wants him to tell him everything. And he's like, nah, let's focus on you right now. We ain't got time for that. And Gary, he's trying to get him to tell stuff. And I said, wait a minute. You don't tell stuff about your guys that you work with. So you shouldn't be telling no stuff about your girl. So he basically told Gary, you know, after all the stuff that happened with me and my wife and stuff, we're dating, but we're not really dating. You know, we taking it slow, he put it. That's how he put it and left it at that. And Gary's like, okay, I understand. That makes sense. And then Gary said, well, I just want to be, you know, I just want to marry. He said, I don't want to be alone. And he said, I don't want to be alone. I can't be alone. And Aaron said, is it you don't want to be alone or you can't be alone? He said, well, both. He said, well, it makes a difference. He said, because see, if you can't be alone, it makes you do things you shouldn't do because you don't want to be alone. And if you don't want to be alone, then that's manageable. You know, you can wait for the right person. He said, well, Andy is the right person. So then it goes to Andy in the back room, and she's not looking very happy. And she's staring at herself in the mirror, and her nose looked red, like Rudolph. It's just red. And I guess because she was crying, right? That's right. But she's like, she's saying she's okay, even though they're saying she don't look okay, and she's crying because she says she feels overwhelmed. And she said, is Karen out there? And Fatima's like, no, baby, I'm sorry, she left, you know. And she said, oh, she really left. And then he said, you know, just focus on you right now, and you getting married. Let's do that. And somehow at some point then he was like, you know, y'all all need to calm down. You know, maybe y'all need to have a smoke. Y'all need to go out there and smoke or something like that. Fatima said, I just did, you know. She said, oh, you smoke? What you had? She said, I knew I liked you for a reason. She said, yeah, what you smoking? They start comparing the different, you know, different forms of weed, whatever that they smoke, you know. And so they going back and forth. And they's like, she said, Andy, do you need something to smoke? We could do it. Well, how did she say it? I forgot what she called it, and like mixing it together, hybrid. We could make a hybrid. And they were like, she don't need to be high getting married. So they kept telling her, get up. It's time for you to get up. And she's not moving really. And then she finally stands up, and she's there, and she doesn't move. And they like, baby, is something wrong? She goes, I can't do this. I was like, oh my, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I think it was the part that, one, her best friend wasn't there and walked out. But I think it's mostly the fact that she knew that neither Sabrina nor Danny really wanted her to do it, but they were there for her because that's what she wanted to do. So if none of your friends really want you to do it, you're kind of like, maybe this is wrong. Maybe it's wrong. You know, they didn't say maybe down the line, but I'm still saying, none of your damn family there. This how you want to do it. No mother, no father, no sister, no brother, no cousins, no aunts, no uncles. And you don't want nobody else there but your girls? Come on now. A surprise party has your closest loved ones. Have your loved ones there. All of your loved ones. Not just your girlfriends. You know how disappointed a parent would be that their child gets married and don't invite them? Anyway, that's what happened. You guys let me know what you thought about the episode down in the comments section. This your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.